I'm Chef Noah, and this is Cooking with Noah. Today, I'm cooking with my Aunt Shellie. And today, what will we be cooking?
We are going to make fried Brussels sprouts. Okay?
So let's get to cooking.
Let's get started. So, our ingredients for this recipe is bacon. And some people don't use bacon, but I like the flavor that the grease puts in the Brussels sprouts, which is why I use that, okay? But you don't have to if you don't want to. You can just fry your Brussels sprouts just the way they are, okay? So as you can see, we've already started cutting up your bacon, right?
Yep.
Okay?
And our Brussels sprouts.
And we've already started pre-cutting them too. So let's finish cutting up our bacon, because what we want to do is get that in our preheated oven, well, our skillet, I'm sorry. We want to get that in there all fried up as we continue to cut, right?
Yep.
Okay, so are you okay with using this knife? You can handle it very well?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Go ahead, Chef Noah. Do your thing. Just watch your fingers.
Here.
Right? There you go. Right. You want to be real strong as you cut. That's good. Good. Okay. See, and bacon is normally hard anyway, because it's slimy, it's greasy, you know, so it's kind of hard. So let me help you here, all right? So I'm going to take it from here, and as you were doing it, as we had it piled up, right? So, you know, so you just got to put a little muscle behind it. That's it. But you got it.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
So where are you coming in from today?
Well, we are traveling in from Miramar, Florida. And we're going to be here for a week with you guys.
Okay. What
Right.
brings you?
What brings me here? Well, you know, Uncle Lance and I are celebrating 30 years of our being married, our wedding anniversary.
That's nice.
So that brings. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
So where did you meet him?
Where did I meet him? Where and when? Wow. So I met him in college at Fairleigh Dickinson University, which is located in Teaneck, New Jersey. So I met him in my freshman year of college. All right. Now, so let us get our bacon into our skillet. Here, I have a napkin for you to kind of wipe your hands, but you're going to get dirty anyway because you got to put them in there. So we got our oven, our skillet.
Which we've preheated to 250.
Correct. Yep. All right. So you want to go ahead and start your bacon. Oh, and you don't have to drop it one by one. Yeah, we can just dump it in. Okay. And here, now you need to separate it.
And we just have our spatula to spread across.
There you go. Go ahead and spread across. Okay. And as I said, you know, that helps give flavor to our Brussels sprouts. All right, so you can go ahead and spread them out, separate it, because we got a lot of pieces in there. Okay, because when you separate it, what that does is it helps make them fry a lot faster. So you know how sometimes you'll see your mom or dad when they cook bacon, they'll put single strips in and the fries. Okay, so if you separate them out, it just helps it fry faster.
Okay. So that it's not one big clump.
One big clump, exactly. That's good. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and let those. You know what? What we'll do is we're gonna turn up the flame, turn the heat up a little bit on that, so that so that you know. All right, now so we got to keep an eye on that as we continue to cut. As we said, we started pre-cutting our Brussels sprouts. So what we have to do is we've got to cut off this little, these are like little cabbages, right? So we got to cut off the bottom, the hard pieces. So we'll cut them, right? Okay, so now take your knife and you take care of that one. Get rid of that little hard bottom there. Okay. There you go. You got to get that muscle behind it. Okay. All right. There you go. Okay. All right. Here, let me see. I'm going to take that hard part off for you. And then what we're going to do is, so now that we did that, now we have to cut them in quarters. All right. So we cut it in half first. Okay. As best you can. how about, let me make it easy for you. I'll cut them in half, and then you cut them at half a half, okay? How about you do that, all right? So you do it that way. Now, then before you put it in there, what I try to do is cut the little hard edges off as well, okay? All right.
So have you ever made this dish with Uncle Lance?
I've never made it with him. I will tell you this. Oh yeah, you're supposed to cut in half. I never liked Brussels sprouts when I was a little girl. I never liked Brussels sprouts. But Uncle Lance always said that he liked them. So, okay, be careful. What'd you cut?
Oh, I didn't cut it.
Oh, okay. You stand over here. Yes, you stand over there.
So,
all right. So I'm gonna keep you away from this grease, okay? So you keep cutting. So what happened was Uncle Lance said that he liked Brussels sprouts, and he said, "Hey, how about you make some Brussels sprouts?" So I said, all right." So I made them one time, and remember I said that I didn't like them because I had them one time and that was it. But after that, once I made it, then I kind of, they tasted good. He liked them. He was like, "Oh, you can make these again." And I said, "Yeah, they taste really good." So that's when I started making them again. Yep. Yeah. So when you do it, you got to have a lot of muscle behind these Brussels sprouts because they're pretty hard, right?
Yes.
Okay. So here. Just those.
So as you said, the Brussels sprouts are a little hard.
Yes.
Just gotta put some muscle.
Exactly. You gotta put some muscle behind it. That's one thing with these. So, and the first time I made it, I actually didn't make them with bacon. I just fried up some Brussels sprouts. And actually, I think that first time I made them, I think Pop was at my house. I think he was at my house that very first time that I had them on the menu for dinner.
And he enjoyed them?
And he enjoyed them. He and Grandma Irma. They enjoyed them. So after that, I started making them more. Yeah. So, but, like you see, you got to have some muscle behind it, right? Yep. So we're going to keep an eye on our bacon as it continues to fry. And we want to fry this down pretty hard. Okay, we want the bacon to be nice and hard, crispy. Okay, and then what'll happen is when you put the Brussels sprouts in the grease, when you put it in the grease, it'll soak up into the Brussels sprout. Okay, how you making out over there?
Okay.
You making out all right?
Yep.
Okay.
So when you were requested to make these, how did you learn? You just got a recipe?
No, I just did it. Just how I felt it should have been made. I just, kind of winged it, as they say. I winged it. Because I had never made them before. So I just, and oh, you know what? Uncle Lance and I went out to a restaurant, and he ordered them and said, "You're gonna really like these." And I said, "Oh, okay." So we tried them, and I liked them. And so I kind of, he told me that they fried them. So when he told me that, and I went to make them, I said, "Okay, I'm gonna fry them just like they did in the restaurant." So yeah. So now, whenever we go to a restaurant and I see Brussels sprouts on the menu, and they say they fried Brussels sprouts, we order them. And every restaurant makes them different, of course, but they're pretty good. Okay, so as we continue to cut down our Brussels sprouts, we're gonna rinse them off after we're done. All right, you working your muscles out over there, right? I know. Let me get our strainer, because what we can do is we can start pouring them in the strainer, because then we're gonna rinse them off. Okay. So we'll start putting them in there so that We can just rinse them off when they're ready. So once you finish with this, you won't have to do any workouts with your arms or anything, you know, because you're doing a lot, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Easy way to do it.
No, there's no easy way. Yeah, no, because we got to cut them, right? Okay, we're going to keep our eye on our bacon still, right? Okay, and the only reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want you to I don't want the grease to splatter on you, okay? Because otherwise, you know, I would have you do it, but I don't want you to get any grease on you.
Thank you.
Because when you get burned by grease, that's not a good thing.
Have you ever?
I've gotten burned by grease multiple times. So I'm going to keep you safe from that, okay? All right, so let's see. We're down to our last couple, right?
Yes.
We just got a couple more. Just got a couple more. All right. So have you ever had Brussels sprouts before?
Yes. Actually, I think the first time I had one was at your house.
Really?
Yep.
That time you came down to visit?
Yes.
Did you like it then?
Mhm.
You liked them? Okay. Well, that's good. All right. So now you're going to know how to make them yourself. So, you know, whenever Dad and Mom like cook in the kitchen, you'll be able to make some. All right? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to rinse these. All right? So come on. Come on to the sink. All right? You're going to put some water. Now when you turn the water on, okay, what you want to do, go ahead, keep it on. You want to spread them around, okay? You want to make sure that they get nice and clean. All right? Make sure they get nice and clean. All right? Okay, think that's about clean? All right, so we'll let those drain. We'll let the water drain off of those. All right, we'll wipe our hands. Here, use your towel. All right, so now we're gonna keep an eye on this bacon, right?
Yep.
We're gonna continue to let this bacon fry down. Is there anything else that you know, we're gonna have with this, or what?
I'm pretty sure we will be having mac and cheese a little bit later.
Oh, okay. So, you asked me a question earlier. You said, where did I meet Uncle Lance, right? So I told you I met him in college. So that was, can you guess when that was? I'm going to let you guess.
What year?
What year? Tell me what year do you think that was?
What year were you born?
I was born in 1966. Okay.
So about 1988?
That's when I graduated college. So I met him in 1984. So it was my freshman year of college, and I think it was his sophomore year. Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice.
Isn't that nice? I know. Okay.
So do you have any plans for your anniversary this year?
Plans. So we are here visiting you, right? And we are actually going to, I think it's in Brazelton. It's the Chateau Elan in Brazelton. So we are going to go there and celebrate with several of our friends that we've known for a very long time. Our family, because you know Uncle Chad and them will be here. So we're going to be celebrating with all of those people. Yeah, family and friends.
Well, that sounds like a very happy event.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. So as you can see, our bacon is still frying down, okay? So it's frying down enough that now we can go ahead and we can add our Brussels sprouts.
To marinate in the grease?
To marinate, yes. So what I want to do is I would like to drain some of this grease so that it's not so much. So how about we take that bowl, and what we'll do is we'll put our bacon. How about we rinse this out, because this is what we used. This is what we used for the bacon. Okay, so we'll clean this out. We have a drying towel. Okay. Let's go ahead and dry it.
Down.
There you go. You're doing a good job. Do you do this often? Kind of, sort of?
Occasionally.
Okay. All right. Okay. So what you can do is, since you're going to be a pro now at making Brussels sprouts, maybe Thanksgiving, you can, some of these things that you're learning how to make, because you make a lot of stuff during Thanksgiving from what I understand, right? You do a lot of the cooking? Some of it?
Mainly I do the mac and cheese, but if there's more stuff that they need help with.
You helped. Okay, great. That's good. That's good stuff. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna be able to get all this bacon out? I think. Okay. All right. And how old are you, Noah?
I'm 11, about to turn 12.
Oh, when's your birthday?
July 29th.
Are you serious? Wow. So you're getting ready to be a year older. What are you gonna make something on that day for your birthday? Anything special that you would like to make?
Not sure.
Not sure? Okay. You hold on to that. I'm going to drain some of this grease, okay? Now, listen, so usually you shouldn't put grease in the sink, all right? Normally, you should put it in like plastic, but we're not going to put a lot, so we're gonna run the water, and I want you to turn on the disposal, and we're gonna dump just a little bit of this. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's do this.
So why do you want to avoid putting grease inside?
Because it'll clog it. It'll clog the septic system, okay?
And is
So-
that something you learned or experienced?
Learned. I was taught that. If I'm not mistaken, I think Pop told me that. Okay? So we're gonna just put some of this in here, okay? Because we may need to use it. So step to the side a little bit, because I don't want anything to...
So right now we're just draining our grease into this small bowl, which we may use later.
Right. Okay? Alright? So so we're gonna keep that in case we have to use it later. Okay? So we've left some in there, as you can see.
For our Brussels sprouts.
Yep. So now Michelle's gonna plug that back in, and our temperature is
At 300 degrees.
all right. So we have our Brussels sprouts here, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what I want you to do is, now you see how the water, when it drips in there, you see that? Okay. So go ahead and start just taking them out. Okay. See, that's what we want. We want it to fry. Okay. There we go. Perfect. That's great. Okie dokie. Now, there's your spatula. Start stirring it around in the grease.
So we're doing
Great.
spreading out our Brussels sprouts and our grease.
Yep. Okay, now as that's in there, I want you to take the seasoning that we have. We have some complete seasoning, right? All right, complete seasoning. So we want to sprinkle some of that on top. And we don't want to be too heavy with it, only because, you know, some people may have, you can put a little more, you know, pressure. Well, okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, all right, okay. So we don't want to make it too, you know, too salty, or, you know, you don't want to season it too much, because some people's diets may not allow for that. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this fry up. I'm going to turn up the heat just a bit on it. I like this fryer that you have. This is a nice fryer. This is the real deal here, huh?
Yep.
Okay, so we want the leaves to fry up. So I just turned the temperature up on it just some.
Now
All right.
we turned it up to 375.
That is correct. We turned it up to 375. You smell that? Smell that seasoning?
Yep.
Okay, you did a good job. You did a really good job.
Thank you.
Okay.
So now that that's cooking, what do you do after that?
So as that cooks, I go sit down and watch TV for a little while. you know, have the kids bother me a little bit, Uncle Buddy bother me a little bit, and then I'll come back and I'll check it. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to let it fry, and we're going to come back and check it when it's done, and we will show your viewers the end result. So before we step away, let's pour our bacon. Okay?
Let's pour the Brussels sprouts.
We're going to pour the bacon into the Brussels sprouts. You can use your hands because you're the cook. So you can, you know, your hands are clean. So you just want to mix it in.
And the bacon will also give the Brussels sprouts some flavor.
Correct. Correct. You like bacon?
Okay. I used to not like to, but then my grandmother made it for me one day, and I enjoyed it.
You enjoyed it? Okay. All right. And again, you know, the only reason why I'm stirring is because we're by grease. So I'm going to stir it.
Thank you for trying to keep me safe.
Yes, I got to keep you safe so that you stay around for more Cooking with Noah shows. Right?
Yep.
All right. So we're going to let that cook on its own, and we'll show your viewers the end result when it's done, right?
Yep.
All right, there you go.
So this is the finished product of our Brussels sprouts and bacon. You'll be able to see it. It does look good. Go. I just want to thank you for accompanying me, letting me learn how to make Brussels sprouts and how to make it more flavorful with bacon and rice.
You're very welcome, and I will be back anytime to help you. All right?